Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about how to glow from the inside out. Today, it's time for November Faves, the video where I share with you all the skincare, beauty products, and self-care practices that help me glow from the inside out. If you're so ready, give the video a big thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't already, come join our skincare community, and let's dive into the faves. Let's talk about the Dr. Reju-all Advanced PDRN Rejuvenating Cream. Now, a while ago, about a month ago now, I did release a video about PDRN products that actually work. And that was actually a follow-up to a PDRN focus video that I did last year in 2024, talking about PDRN just before it blew up in mega popularity. And quite a few of you asked me about this brand, Dr. Reju-all, what do you think about this one? Because this one's really starting to hit the international market. People are starting to talk about it as a really good PDRN product. Does it actually work? Funny thing is, I filmed that video and I actually got a PR package from Dr. Reju-all with quite a few of their different products. And I was like, this is really exciting. I wish, I just did a PDRN video, but I wish I could have had these and tested them for a long time before I had put that video together, but it wouldn't have fit the scope of an update, right? Anyways, I'm telling you, I got these products a while ago and I've been using them since, and I'm really, really impressed with them. Before I tell you about this product though, I do want to be very transparent with you. I did receive products from the brand, and then a few weeks after I received the products, they actually contacted me for a sponsorship. So I want to let you know that I do now have a relationship with this brand, and you will see some right, sponsored content from me in the coming weeks with this brand. I just want to let you know that there is that link. This video, this review, not sponsored at all. I've been using this all month long. Now, this is a really tiny tube, but you actually don't need a lot. This is about 20 milliliter, and they do sell a 60 milliliter size now as well. And I've been using this. This is really about this far down to the tube. So I would say that this has lasted me about 3.5 or going on 4 weeks now that I've been using this. And I am really, really liking it. I can really break it down to 2 reasons, okay? Number one, it's really fitting into my current skincare routine. So all the other products that I'm using right now really well. And it's basically the theme of today's video is really about long-lasting hydration. This actually helps to provide a lot of long-lasting hydration in my skincare routine, because while this is called a cream, it's actually a gel-like texture. There is some hydrolyzed collagen in here and some panthenol that provide a lot of hydration benefits for the skin, but it also has this more medium, thick, plump gel texture to it. So it actually deep down hydrates the skin, plumps the skin, and then it actually has a protective, slightly occlusive feeling to it too. It's still really, really breathable. It would act like a really nice light gel moisturizer for some folks, I think, but it can also be used like a treatment gel layered underneath a moisturizer, or even like a cream and an oil if you wanted to. So sometimes this is my serum, or I'll use it in addition to another serum. And I will put on my Stratia Lipid Gold and my oil mixture, as well as my moisturizer on top of this texture. And that's been working out really well for me. But I noticed when I first started adding this into my routine, that's when I started to notice that it was creating some long-lasting hydration for my skin in a really beneficial way, and keeping my skin really plump just from the texture alone, and the ingredients really plump, hydrated, a little bit bouncy, and really smooth. So I just liked what it was doing for my skincare routine in these deeper fall temperatures. But let's talk about the PDRN in here, because I do notice those rejuvenating benefits. And if you've caught any of my PDRN content in the past, you know that I am very upfront about what PDRN can and can't do for the skin, and what you will and won't see in the mirror when you're using a really good product, in which, by the way, there aren't a lot of really good products available. There's a lot of products available, but not really, really, really good ones, in my personal opinion. And this one, I really feel that is a really, really, really good one. So the benefits that I'm seeing with this, now that I've been using it for almost the entire month, right? I've been noticing that my skin is looking so much healthier, glowier, lit from within, really plump, really hydrated, really smooth, very clear in the complexion, and I don't necessarily mean free of acne or free of congestion. That's not really what I mean by clear. I mean just like there's a radiance to your complexion, right? It's not dull, it's not uneven, it's not lifeless. I tend to feel very lifeless around this time of year. Daylight savings ended at the beginning of November for us here in North America, and like it gets dark by 4:30 in the afternoon, and I just feel like it takes me like 4 weeks. Like it's going to take me until probably close to the end of December to adjust to that, like mentally, but also like physically. The whole rhythm of my body feels a little bit off. My sleep definitely gets thrown off by all of that. I don't feel clear, rejuvenated, and like radiant and lit from within, right? But my skin looks like that. And I love that my skin looks like that. And it's really because of products like this that really help the health of your skin, the quality of your skin. And so that's really what I've been noticing while I've been using this. First and foremost, the hydration, right? And the plumpness and everything, but also that radiance, that lit from within to my complexion. I've also noticed this has helped to speed up some healing as well. I did have this like really random inflamed pimple that left a pretty dark mark on my cheek, and I noticed that the healing sped up a lot quicker with using this product than it normally would. So there's definitely like a skin repairing, rejuvenating type of benefit to using this. So they're using 1200 parts per million of salmon DNA. And so salmon DNA, as you may know, is the original source of PDRN. And that is the clinical data where they talk about how good it is for your skin and the benefits that you could see. Those studies are based on salmon DNA, not plant-based PDRN. And that's really important to understand with all the options on the market. I'm open to the plant sources. I have some, plant sourced PDRN that I really do enjoy, but most of them don't really hit it, in my opinion. They really miss the mark. But the salmon DNA is the original source. I think this is a really good quality PDRN product. I'm going to continue to use this and then share my fuller thoughts, like I said, in the coming weeks. But it's definitely been making a big difference in my skincare routine, not just what I'm seeing in the mirror, which doesn't reflect the inside as much, but it is reflecting a really beautiful, radiant complexion in the mirror, as well as keeping my skin really nice and hydrated. Let's talk about Paula's Choice 7% Ectoin Booster. Now, I actually talked about this, I think it was like 2 months ago now in September, when I was talking about ingredients and products for dehydrated skin. And Ectoin is fantastic for dehydrated skin. This product is good for dehydrated skin. My skin is dehydrated, and I love this product. You see what I did there? Yeah, it is. We're at the end of November. We're going into December, like deep fall weather is happening right now. We're almost into winter. It has snowed a few times already. It's getting cold. It's getting cold, and that definitely means drier environment inside. Cold, windy, harsh weather outside. My skin is feeling dehydrated for sure, but also dried out as well. And so this is the time of year where my combo skin, especially this area, the U zone, starts to go really dry. And if it's the irritation from the dehydration can really settle in if it's not, balanced out properly. And that T zone that's usually oily in the summer, all that oil's all gone now. I kind of miss it just a little bit, honestly. It kind of helps keep my skin in check. But anyways, it's getting cold. I can feel it. In the morning when you wake up and you're like, my skin feels all tight around my mouth, and like I can feel that like my skin is just thirsty for skincare. Well, I'm actually waking up with a lot less of that because I've been working this into my skincare routine. So, that it's all in the name, right? 7% Ectoin, which I've been obsessed with Ectoin for over 2 years now, and it's really had a moment this year. It's really blown up in popularity, but it's one of those ingredients that really just provides long lasting hydration in the skin. It's not just something that provides wateriness to the skin, it actually creates like a hydration shell for your skin, which is really important if you do suffer with dehydration, even if it's just seasonal. There's something about this network of hydration, the shell that it creates within the skin, that helps the hydration stay with your skin a really long time. And if you have dehydrated skin, it doesn't feel like hydration sits into your skin. You can put on all the layers you want, but by 4 o'clock, that feeling starts to creep in, right? Or overnight, your skin is beautiful and plump before you go to bed, and then you wake up and you're all crusty and you feel like your skin is just like so tight and thirsty, like a dried up sponge. Anybody? No, just me? Okay, I've definitely experienced that before. So, Ectoin is really great for really creating that hydration that sticks with your skin. 7% is a good amount. This is a really simple formula too, and they do call it a booster. You can use it alongside of another serum or just on its own. I personally have been really into kind of like simplifying my routine. I've been playing around with some different things this month, especially, and I don't have quite as many products in my routine as I have in the past. And that's just kind of something that's been suiting me in the moment. And so I've just been using this like a honestly, I've been using this like a serum and an essence product, like all in one. I'll use toner, I'll use this. This has a really nice milky emulsion like texture. It's not quite as thick as it might first appear, but it is quite milky, really hydrating. You get that burst of hydration when you use this. That's the Ectoin, right? Really getting deep down into the source of where your skin is really thirsty and dehydrated. Sinks in really deeply, replenishes the skin, refreshing, cooling, hydrating, but then that milky silkiness on top creates a nice light moisturization layer that softens the skin, that moisturizes the skin, and also that moisture. I always feel like that combination, because I have combo skin, right? That combo, hydration and moisture, the moisture just like hugs that hydration and helps it last a little longer on the skin too. Something about that texture. So I'm getting the moisture that I need for the dryness that I'm starting to feel in my skin, but I'm getting that deep down hydration that is solving the dehydration that's really helping my skin barrier as well, all in one bottle. I absolutely love this. And yeah, I could feel the dehydration starting to creep in early, actually like towards the end of October, beginning of November. And I was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot about this. I had been testing it out and then I put it aside. And so I brought it back out. So let's talk about the Cerave Intensive Moisturizing Lotion. So this is actually a new release from Cerave. It does look like the traditional moisturizing lotion from Cerave, right? But the Intensive is actually a different version of that product. And I do like the moisturizing lotion, but I'm more of a fan of the moisturizing cream. The lotion, the original one, it's just never been enough for me. It just doesn't really seem like it's moisturizing enough for me. Now, this one, the Intensive, what's intensive about it is that they've actually included 5% of hydroxyethylurea. So it's actually a synthetic derivative of urea. And you know that urea is amazing for hydrating the skin, strengthening the skin barrier. It's soothing, it relieves itchiness on the skin, and it really softens your skin overall. That's really the key to this lotion that makes it so special. And so I actually use this mostly as a hand lotion. Now, that is so important. Like hand care is really important, right? Moisturizing your hands really important, but I feel like texture is really important in hand care, and I feel like the really heavy creams that I love for my face, I don't always like on my hands. They sometimes leave a residue, they don't sink in as quickly. I don't like that slippery feeling that they can give, and sometimes when they're super moisturizing, they almost feel like they just sit on top of my hand skin and they don't actually absorb in deep. And so there are some really great lotion-like textures that work well for me, but they don't feel rich enough, moisturizing enough, or whatever enough for my skin, even though they're the right texture. And then there's some creams that I really love the moisturizing effects of, but they just don't have the right texture for my hands. You know what I'm saying? So this has the very right texture because it is that lotion-like texture. It sinks in really quickly. It's not streaky. It's not greasy. You don't get that residue on your hands. But the 5% of urea is really the key difference here, because I find, especially as it starts to get colder, the heating is turned on inside, starts to get drier inside. My hands get really itchy. It's not just about dryness. There's like an itch that they get, especially if I'm constantly washing my hands, and I'm a big hand washer. Definitely before COVID I was, but like since COVID, I have been in a really good habit of washing my hands after any like little thing that feels like my hands get dirty. But also like when I'm cooking and cleaning and all of that, right? I'm constantly washing my hands, and that does not help when I get that deep down itch in my hands. I am also somebody who is prone to eczema. I haven't had an eczema, like a true eczema flare up in quite a while, like knock on wood, you know what I'm saying? But I constantly am feeling those patches of heat and intense itchiness, and then I'll get that red, that borderline red kind of appearance on that itchy area where it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like a flare up's gonna come any minute, right? And oftentimes I'll get you see that I'm doing this on my hands because I actually had a little bit this morning where I felt like it was like I washed my hands like 1,000 times last night. I was doing a ton of meal prep, and my hands just felt really dry from that. And then this morning I could feel the itchiness starting here and I was really red and it's like, hello, this stuff, it's so good. I'm going to use some right now actually because my hands are like craving it. It's got this great lotion texture. It sinks in so quickly. It's just like the original moisturizing cream texture in my opinion. But like I said, the 5% of urea really helps the hydration deep down in your skin. It lasts a long time. That's going to be a theme in today's video. It's long lasting hydration, but it also helps to soothe on contact that itchiness that I can get in my hand. Perfect. Right? It's like not greasy, but really nice and moisturized and soothed as well. So I want to talk about some fragrance. Now, I mostly talk about fragrance-free skincare here on my channel, and I have for years because my skin is sensitive, right? And I just, you know, it's always a risk with fragrance, especially those fragrant compounds. They can cause a lot of irritation for me personally, but that doesn't mean that I don't like to smell good and use a little body mist or perfume from time to time. And I know I've talked about fragrance a little bit in the past, but I am obsessed with Phlur this month, like OMG. I love so many of their scents. I had so much fun like testing I had like all the little testers in my hands at Sephora and I was like, this one smells good. This one smells good. Wait, what about this one? Wait, what about this one? I was like obsessed. So I actually started with the Vanilla Skin from Phlur actually back in October. And I do deeply enjoy the smell of Vanilla Skin, but for whatever reason, it does not last on me at all. It was extremely disappointing because I really love their vanilla. I love any vanilla or caramely kind of like a perfume always does really well with my body chemistry, but this just would not stick. And it was really frustrating for me. But I also tried out a body mist from them, the Heavy Cream. And this isn't quite the same as Vanilla Skin. It is more, of course, creamy, right? There is a hint of vanilla to it, but there's also some caramel to it and also a little hint of like a citrusy orange that you get to it. It's complex, it's subtle, but it's really, really good. And this one, surprisingly, you know, versus like a perfume to a body mist, the body mist lasts a lot longer on me, or at least this particular scent works well with my body chemistry and it just smells so, so good. So the body mist can also be sprayed into the hair as well, which I've been kind of getting into like hair perfumes too lately, which I really like. As soon as I smelled it, I was like, I'm buying this. I have to have this. Even though I didn't have good experience with Vanilla Skin, I actually was really happy with Heavy Cream. And what I actually do now, because I bought the little purse size of Vanilla Skin, like I said, it doesn't last very long on me, but I do still like it. I'll spray that and then I will actually top it and kind of like layer it with Heavy Cream. And that seems, first of all, it's an out of this world like mixture, but it actually helps the Vanilla Skin last longer for me. Not much longer, but a little bit longer because I didn't want to return the Vanilla Skin even though it was a little bit disappointing. Now let me tell you about Cherry Stem though, because my latest obsession, I'm wearing it today. I love the smell of this so much. I describe this as a grown-up maraschino cherry smell. You know what I'm talking about. You know that smell, right? I don't know. I grew up on kitty cocktails, so I absolutely love maraschino cherries. And this scent is so good. It is, you know, it's sweet, but it's not like cloyingly sweet. It is cherry, but it's not like on the nose, like, oh my gosh, that smells exactly like candy cherry. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a sophistication to it. There's a hint of like a smoky spiciness to this that's really good, but it's not peppery. And I don't like peppery perfumes because it doesn't work well with my body chemistry. It doesn't. But there's just a little smokiness, just a little something, a depth to this that is unexpected. And especially the way that it kind of like, you know, you get all those little like notes, those little layers as it settles into your skin over a longer period of time. You get this really nice, yeah, spiciness, spicy cherry, grown-up cherry to it. That is so alluring, intoxicating. There's nothing else quite like it, quite honestly. And so when I first found this at the store at Sephora, I was like, I need to have this now. And they were sold out. They didn't have any of the perfume at all. And I asked the associate, I was like, is there anything? I've never smelled anything like this cherry, but this is like alluring to me. You know what I mean? Like I'm so obsessed with this. Is there anything else that you have in the store right now that's like this? And she pointed me to another one. I can't remember the brand. I want to say it's almost like it's called Clean or something. I'm going to put it on the screen. And it is a cherry scent. And it was very, very nice, but it was not the same at all. And it actually didn't work with my body chemistry. It actually had that peppery note that I don't like at all. And so it wasn't quite the same. There's just really, honestly, this is unique. There's nothing else that I've smelled that's quite like this. So I ended up ordering it online. But I'm obsessed with this so, so much. It smells so good. So if you love to hear about my favorite products outside of skincare, just like these fragrance reviews, I am going to start publishing on my Mind, Body, and Soul, which is a monthly roundup of my favorite products outside of skincare. And so this month I've got some of my favorite loungewear, some of my favorite books, oracle card decks, and yes, Cherry Stem from Phlur made the list this month. All of the products that are on my Mind, Body, and Soul. So check that out. I'm going to put the link in the description box and the pinned comment. I'm going to try to do these every time I do the monthly favorites videos, just like an expansion of some more things that I'm really enjoying. And you can look out for them on my Shop My page, which is also linked in the pinned comment and description box. Now it's time for the inner glow, the portion of the video where I talk about the self-care practices that help me glow from the inside out this month. And I'm thinking a lot about self-care this month. I've been thinking a lot about soul care as well, because what does it mean to nourish yourself, especially in the transitioning season? We're getting into the last few weeks of fall right now, moving into that true winter season, although it's starting to honestly feel like winter in my mind already. I've been thinking about what does that mean beyond just like wanting to wear sweatpants, have a nice blanket over me with a mug of tea by 4:30 in the afternoon, right? I've been thinking about it outside of that. And I've also been finding myself, like a lot of folks, especially this month, especially right around this time with Black Friday and holidays coming up, I've been noticing myself indulging a little bit more. You feel like you're missing out a little bit. You feel like you want to treat yourself a little bit. You feel like you work so hard. You also feel like maybe you don't feel your best right now, but like maybe a little treat would make you feel better. A new outfit maybe, or some new perfume or whatever, right? And so I find myself every year, like clockwork, I fall into this cycle, right, of over consuming, quite honestly, and really wanting to treat myself. And it doesn't help that like self-care is being sold to us, especially in this season. You deserve it, girl. You work hard. Or guy, you work hard too, treat yourself. And oh, everything's 40% off. So really treat yourself, right? Yeah, I've treated myself a lot this month. And I will tell you, it's kind of an empty cycle. Quite honestly, it's kind of an empty cycle when you're hoping that buying a new sweater or a new purse or this new scent is going to fundamentally change something inside of you, or fundamentally make you feel better about something, or make you feel more successful or smarter or more powerful or more sexy or more beautiful or more whatever, right? I mean, those things might help a little bit in those areas, maybe, but they're not like long-lasting foundational self-care things, right? They're temporary, they're fleeting, and they're consumerism, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong when that's your only method of self-care. And when you're constantly in that cycle of consuming under the guise of treating yourself, taking care of yourself, you deserve it, whatnot, and you're just kind of in this hamster wheel effect, right? And so I found myself a bit on the hamster wheel, and that's okay. We all get on there, right? It happens, especially when there's good sales. But eventually we do have to get off of that hamster wheel and actually, ask ourselves not about how do you treat yourself, but it's about how do you nourish yourself, right? Because a new purse doesn't nourish me. You know what I mean? Like perfume smells great and it might lift my confidence, but it's not nourishing my soul. So I'm thinking about self-care, not just about treating myself, right? But I'm thinking about it as nourishing myself. This all kind of came to me when I was actually on a walk yesterday. I really forced myself to get out of the house. I love walking in any season. I love being outside in any season, but it's harder for me to get motivated to go outside when it's chilly. I don't like being cold. I get cold very easily. I hate bundling up and all of that, right? But being outside is very nourishing to me. It clears my head. I love to go walking, like just as long as I possibly can for whatever amount of time that I have. I try to get outside for a walk almost every single day. And it clears my head. It definitely gets my body moving in a way that I think, if you want to get woo, I feel like it moves energy. Sometimes we get stuck emotions and things like that. And just the movement can really help move that energy through your body. Even exercise will do this too, but it can be as easy as a walk. But being outside in nature is so nourishing for me, even when it's hard, even when it's cold, even when it's not as fun and as pretty. I find that nourishes my soul. So I really try to prioritize that and make room for that in my day because it is nourishing and it's a treat and it makes me feel good and it's free and it's easy enough, right? And it actually gives me so many more benefits than a new purse does, or some perfume does, or a new outfit does. You know what I'm saying? So that's it, it actually came to me when I was walking yesterday. So that's another way that it nourishes me, right? It brings some ideas and some clarity into my life as well. Other things that I like to do, like I said, like honestly, it is quite nourishing to get into really cozy, beautiful, like sweatpants, get on the couch with a nice blanket, get really nice and warm, comfortable, a nice mug of tea, a good book or something like that. Even a movie can be very nourishing for the soul, right? Especially in a season that's really asking you to rest and go inwards. But the question of what nourishes me is what helps me to see the difference, right? Between consuming, which is fine, right? And can be nice, and actually taking care of myself at a more fundamental soul level. So I'm wondering, if that's maybe a question that you're asking yourself right now too. What's the difference between treating myself and nourishing myself? And I think you might be surprised by what the answer is. So now it's your turn to share some of your favorite products from November, or maybe some of the self-care practices that helped you nourish your soul and glow from the inside out. Let us all know in the comments below. Now, if you love the video, you made it this far and you haven't hit subscribe yet, please, before you go, hit subscribe. It's rare to hit the end of a YouTube video, is it not? Hit subscribe, come join our skincare community and our self-care community as well. I love you so, so much. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm really grateful for all of your support. I love you. I want to encourage you to keep shining your light. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.